And welcome to the In-Game Boss Chat. I am your host, Jeremy, along with Mr. Jerron Williams, player 2. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's great to see you.
Yeah. All my documents are secure.
Yeah. So we're going to be trying out some new ideas for the show. We are still a bi-weekly show. And we're going to try some new ideas that I've been trying out. So I think we're going to talk about the big news that's been going on, but we're going to try some new ideas while we're doing it. So Xbox has been on the hot spot again. You know, you can't go 2 months without hearing something from Xbox, right?
Of course.
The good and bad and the ugly. For this one, I guess you say it's a good ugly? Good for us, for gamers, but not so good for Microsoft in a way, because I guess some of the lawyers that were representing them didn't react to or retract a lot of their stuff, of their documents, and a lot of it got posted online, and we learned a lot about Microsoft. Granted, some of this stuff is from 2020, that is
pre-COVID.
Yeah, that kind of, some of it is coming into fruition per se, and then some of it is still kind of like on the table of it could possibly still happen, it might not. We never got confirms of that. We're going to talk about some of the highlights, but I'm pretty sure if you want to find more information about it, it's online. You can find somebody. There's definitely
everywhere.
Different podcast shows. I know that we're one of the lowest ones, so I'm pretty sure you already know by the time you're watching this one, but oh well, we're going to still talk about it.
Yeah,
and so
any others, but you come to the most entertaining. You come to the one with the deep roots.
And let's hope that we keep that entertaining for them. So, Xbox Refresh 2024. I want to talk about, that's the first one. I want to talk about some of the big highlights. There's a lot of small ones, but I want to talk about the big highlights ones. The ones that kind of people are kind of talking about, and I think it's going to lead to other little segments of this breadcrumb down this trail that we're going to try to give you guys. So we have a refresh of 2024 of this new Xbox console. The question is this this is not a pro kind of situation, right? It's not like a mid-half, little upgrades here and there. It feels like it's like a reboot of a new console, but not like a next gen console. It's kind of like almost like a replacement console for something, right? It has the same specs as X. It's a slimmer, smaller model, kind of more of a cylinder kind of look.
Yes.
And
no physical media.
And no physical media, no Blu-ray drive, and it is clocking you at the same price that you would get for a Series X. So, let's get to you right here. Let's talk about this, the no physical thing. Do you think this is going to upset the physical people, which people are saying this is a very niche for some people, or do you think this is going to be a big thing now? Which, by the way, this is supposed to come out, they say, in 2024. We didn't get a confirm of that, because I think in one of the IGN Gamescom interview with Dustin Legary, Phil said that there was no announcement of another console reboot, refresh, slim or anything like that. But let's say that if it did happen, what is your take on this?
Well, he said no announcement. Doesn't mean there's nothing in progress.
Mm-hmm.
If it did launch, my take on it, because I don't really have a dog in the fight either way. I don't like that it's the same great price of $499. I think they would have gotten a lot further if it was $50 to $100 less. Now, keep in mind, this is not like another Xbox Series S. This is the X, just different shape. No physical media. They are putting all their marbles into digital at this point. So if they're going to do that, they're going to take away people's ability to play their old physical games. Knock it down $100. Make it attractive.
Is $100 the same price as S though?
No, the S is if it knocked it down $100, it would be $400. The S is $300, I believe.
Okay.
$250 to $300.
Okay.
So it's still a good little price difference. And actually, recent reports show that about 3/4 of Xbox Series owners own the S instead of the X anyway. So, but we can't bury the lead. The new refresh also has, it's reduced power, it's 100% recyclable, better parts, yada, yada, yada. So that's
2 terabytes. I believe that was like one of the big, I guess they took away the drive to give you more more storage.
I suppose.
I guess.
I mean, considering that terabyte little chips are this big and you can just slide another one in there, I think they just did that because they are pushing people more towards Game Pass and digital. But great, bigger drive, just like the Black Series S that's coming out or that came out. I'm glad for that. I think this would be swallow easier if it was.
It's interesting, break. Right? Because like the PS5 has the same price for both options, right? Mm-hmm. So why is it weird that Xbox now is not getting that same effect, right? Like,
well, I mean, PS5 actually the disc edition is the most expensive. The discless is like I think $50 less.
Okay,
but I know 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
So if it was $50 less, then this wouldn't be a really big deal, you think?
It would probably still be a big deal to the people who make a big deal out of everything, but it would still be people wouldn't really have a leg to stand on if they complained. It's like, hey, it's $50 less, but I think it's keeping it the same price because they're looking to completely supplant the current design. Mm-hmm. Because this is them going all, and they're pushing all their chips in, taking out all the physical media, and just saying, here you go, digital only, Game Pass, you're welcome.
I think if this is going to happen, one of those consoles might have to go. I think that if you're going to go ahead and do a digital like a digital X version of a discless thing, maybe it's just time to just put the Xbox Series S to rest, right? Now I know that due to the sales is actually selling a lot better than we were thinking of. So yeah. I know as a business that's just not the best idea right now. I think it's selling well. We'll keep it going from there. But for people that want to upgrade and they want to keep their digital stuff, maybe that the X with no disc would work for them. But at the same time, I feel like why don't you just go ahead and just get rid of the S1 and just give us these two models which they said the Slim isn't it supposed to be a little bit more powerful than the X?
It's going to have the same feature like 4K, the GPU, better Wi-Fi, but it's not going to be like PS4 Pro to PS4. It's not going to be like that kind of power difference.
Okay.
It's just going to be, kind of like the super slim top-loading PS3 to the OG PS3, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So with features stripped out, just like the PS3 generation. I mean, I see what you're saying, but when most of your sales are the Xbox Series S because it's less expensive, and to be honest, for parents and teenagers and everything the youth are getting away from physical everything. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of the youth don't have 4K TVs in their rooms. So the S is perfectly fine to play everything the X can, but it's like $100, $200 cheaper. It's smaller, and they don't have to worry about keeping track of games. So it's going to stick around.
So it's interesting because one of the big issues with S right now is kind of the same way with the Switch in a way of developers are having a hard time having their games run on that console. Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely a culprit of that. Running on the S, but sacrificing, co-op play, I believe they said.
No couch split screen on the S.
For that, right? So I wonder if getting rid of the S would help developers because now they can just go full throttle on these two consoles because now they have to still cater of dealing with the S, which, that can still be a little bit troublesome for some because the rules are you can't just make one just straight for an X. You have to make it for both. So it's interesting, like, hopefully in the future they will get rid of that and just leave it to these two, if this is true coming in 2024.
Maybe. That they could do that. I mean, sillier things have been done before. The thing is, you've got to be careful of segmenting your market because if they completely get rid of it but stay on this generation of publishing games, it's going to piss off a lot of Xbox Series S owners.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking that, like, with this new console coming out, if this is true, definitely cater to people who are going to finally jump on this train due to Xbox's new lineup of games that they're promising in 2024 to deliver. You're coming off the Starfield.
Yeah.
I think 2024, if everything works out, will be a good year for people to jump on the Xbox train
Yes.
with this new console coming out and that aspect.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good refresh. It's all digital. It would be a great jumping on point. But from a market perspective, it's good to have a lower price SKU. Money's tight.
Mm-hmm.
Money's tight, and if that means they gotta work with developers like Larian Studios, they said, "Hey, we need another month or so or whatever like that before we release it on Xbox because we want to get the split screen co-op right and all that other good stuff." I say it's worth it to keep moving systems at the lower SKU.
Okay.
That's just my
Yep.
view.
No, I agree. I think the price should be a little bit cheaper since it's, not going to have an Xbox drive. I mean, it's kind of almost feels like it's like a middle finger to the physical people in a weird way. Like we got the physical version of this because it's supposed to be like the best, most powerful console, best features and stuff, and then you bring out a Slim that's going to have some better features to this, and it doesn't have a disc. This should have had everything, I guess, and you're taking away for that. And I guess maybe the question people are going to ask themselves, like, what is the big gain if I give up my X for this Slim? Like, what is the thing? What am I getting that is worth that? Picking it up.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have access to their marketing numbers. They might say, "Hey, we're getting data in from our consoles. Anybody who's playing on our consoles, our Series S, our Series X, most of the games that they're playing are digital. They're not buying as many physical. They're still buying games, but they're mostly digital. That's probably the case. And they're like, all right, well, you know what? We can save some money, take out the physical drive, and reshape it with another plastic mold. Call it good."
Yeah, one of the things definitely Xbox loves doing is their controllers. They have so many different versions how they do their controls and everything. They just love their controllers, right?
They have a design lab for their controllers.
Yeah.
It prints money.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on this new design for this particular console?
Honestly, the design from a glance, it reminds me of the Xbox Elite controllers that they started selling a few years back. And I finally got to hold actually one of those. My niece owns one of those, and the Elite control, it does feel nice, man, nice. So if it feels like that, then it's game over. It's sold. I like that. They have better button. They're supposed to have better buttons on it. It's supposed to have a similar ergonomics and feel, but it has like lift the controller to wake up your console and better haptic feedback and everything. So it looks like a middle position between the OG Xbox Series controller and the $200 or $180 Xbox Elite controller. So yeah, I like it so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind just getting one of those, this one, or even like the last model for my PC, because I always like that controller for like my shooter games and whatnot. Yes. And it's actually pretty good with platforming games. I actually was very surprised by that. Fighting games, I don't know how confident that is.
No, I have a knockoff. I have a knockoff Xbox Series controller, and I don't even know where the hell I put it.
Yeah,
I was like, if I'm playing, I tried it with a fighting game before I bought a fighting stick, and I was like, nope, I can't get my half circles, my quarter circles, nothing. But like you said, for platformers, for anything that it's not fighting. Yeah, it feels great on a PC. And PC, especially if you're Windows, it's like, I know what that controller is. Here, let me set you up.
Okay. Well, for people that if you have finally saw the model, what is your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. But also, too, here's some videos. Check out this video as we go on to our next segment that is talking about our favorite design for Xbox.